So, Facebook ads or Google ads? Which one is better for real estate leads? We're going to dive into that today. So, this is the age-old question. Everybody asks this question. Asks or axes? Asks. Anyway, everybody wonders which one is better for real estate, and we're going to dive into it today. I have actually, at the marketing agency that I worked at, I have extensive experience with Google ads, with various different industries. But first, we're going to dive into a little bit of a background so you guys can understand each of the different types of platforms. So with Google Ads, we know Google is a search engine, right? So it's the world's biggest search engine. So with that, because people actively go to Google to search for things that they're interested in purchasing or interested in learning about, it has a higher buying intent, right? So with Google, what you have to do is actually bid on keywords. It's not like Facebook where you just kind of see it when you're scrolling. When you have an ad on Google, you have to bid on the keywords, meaning that you have to target relevant keywords based on the industry or the service that you're trying to provide. And with Google, let me move myself out of the way. With Google, there's a whole bunch of more competition. Obviously, Google has been around a lot longer than Facebook, so both platforms are huge. But because Google is pretty much like, they are like the biggest, they have more competition, which means that leads are typically more expensive. So that's something to keep in mind. And with Google, typically you'll see the sponsored posts or the advertisements above the organic posts. So now I think they do about 4 posts for sponsored ads above the organic post. And you can just search anything in Google and you'll see like which ones are sponsored, and which ones are organic. And with Google ads, you really want to know what you're doing before you start running them, because the ad platform is much more expensive, or expensive in general. You really want to know what you're doing before you start running ads, because you can blow through money very fast. Also, it's important to note that Google is pay-per-click advertising. So it's what's called pay-per-click, meaning that you have to pay per each click that you get. So whether or not someone converts or not, you still have to pay for that click. And I believe, I did research on this recently, the average cost per click on Google is about like $4.22 across like all industries, versus Facebook, it's about like $1.81. Don't quote me, but I definitely saw something about those numbers in an article recently. And with Google ads, it's a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit more robust, so it takes more time to learn. You can learn to make it simple, but I think it takes a little bit more time than Facebook. And with Google, you have to have really good converting landing pages. You can't just like, whereas on Facebook, they have landing pages or forms within the platform. Google, you have to have your own external landing pages for people to click onto once they click your ad. Now, with Facebook, let me move myself out of the way again. With Facebook, I personally believe Facebook is beginner or user friendly. The platform is really simple. Obviously, there's things that you still have to learn. There's still a learning curve with both platforms, but I do think Facebook is easier to kind of understand a little bit more. And Facebook is interruption advertising, so it's like a billboard. Everybody compares Facebook ads to a billboard. You're driving down the highway, you see a big billboard. It's technically interrupting your path or wherever like you're going. It's not really interrupting. It's not on the road, but you know how billboards are. So with Facebook, it's the same thing. You're scrolling on your phone and you're interrupted by an ad. You can scroll past it, but you're typically interrupted by the ad technically. So with Facebook, you're able to actually bid on or target based on location, interests, and behaviors. So you're kind of able to target a little bit, not necessarily more detailed, but like just different. Whereas though Google, you're targeting based on search intent. So you have to keep that in mind when you're looking to create an ad. The different platforms kind of serve, or the mindset of the people on different platforms are different. So with Facebook, you have to catch attention. And I believe what's really good about Facebook is that you're able to catch attention with video very well, versus Google. It's a little bit different. Now they have allowed you to incorporate video, but you kind of have to utilize your YouTube. So it's just not as fluid as I would say it is with Facebook. And Facebook, you're able to kind of target people earlier on in their buying journey. So they may not be interested, or they may not even know that they're interested in what you have to offer. Especially as a real estate agent, they may not even know about you technically. But it is a way to kind of target cold audiences and then retarget them later and basically make them more. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And I do think Facebook is really, really good for building an email list because, again, you're able to kind of show people what you're capable of, like, providing them in terms of value, and then they can opt into your email list, and you can start building it from there. So Facebook is really, really good for like a straight cold audience. And then there's different ways that you can target people on Facebook. You can obviously use Facebook, Instagram, Audience Network, and Messenger. So technically Facebook is Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp are called Meta all together, but individually they still have their normal platform names. So you can expand your reach a whole lot on all the different platforms within Meta. And a really big tip that I'm going to show you guys a little bit later on towards the end of the video, which is why you have to stay tuned to the end, is how to utilize Facebook's ad library to spy on your competition. This is super, super crucial because this allows you to basically check out the different ads within your industry or even outside of your industry to get inspiration to create your own ad. And what's really good is that you can see how long that they're running, and you know that that ad is effective if it's running for a long period of time. So you can take that inspiration and kind of create your own ad around it. So my recommendation is, regardless of either platform, you need to nurture leads from both sources. So whether you're choosing Google or Facebook, you definitely have to nurture your leads, especially within the real estate field. You have to nurture these leads. Nobody's looking to click on your ad and buy a house right away in most cases, or sell a house. So you have to know that it's going to take a follow-up process, so you can't skip that with either platform. So I want to get that out of the way. So I think both would be great if you could run them. But typically if you're starting out, you probably want to prioritize just one. So I would personally recommend Facebook ads. Now keep in mind, obviously this is a little bit biased, but I actually ran way more Google ads than I did Facebook ads. But I will say I still recommend Facebook ads over Google ads because it's just a lot more simple, and you can kind of catch people earlier on, in my opinion, and it's less expensive. And the good thing about that is you kind of already have a starting point, whereas Google, yeah, you could try to find different ways to start, but like in terms of like finding other people's ads and kind of getting inspiration from that. But with the Facebook ads library, it's really, really simple. You can literally see all your competition's ads, and then, you know, pretty much use that as inspiration and create your own work. So for me, in my recommendation, I think Facebook is easier. Now there is a Facebook ads myth, and the myth is that Facebook leads aren't as good, or they aren't good, but here's what I have to say about that. The reason for that is that most realtors do not put out the proper messaging, right? So people will say, well, Facebook ads, they give you like leads that necessarily don't convert. And they probably believe that because people, it's interruption advertising. So you have to create or craft your message properly. You will naturally get people who are just shopping. That's with any business, with any ad, with anything. You're going to get people who are shopping. However, the better you craft your message, the better you're going to entice the right type of person to click on your ad and engage. So yeah, you have to have the consumer in mind and approach the ad properly. Now, the 5 necessary components to a high converting Facebook ad. Very, very simple. You have to have an amazing hook. So just like if you guys follow Alex Hormozy, talks about, amazing offer. You have to have an offer that is so good, it would kind of be dumb for like your audience to not take you up on the offer. Not dumb, but you know what I mean. Just got to make it really, really good. Then you have to have a strong hook, something to capture their attention, the first couple words in the first sentence, or the first few sentences, so they know that you're talking to them. Then you have to have compelling ad copy that provides info versus trying to sell a house, right? So it's very rare that you're going to like post an ad and then somebody's going to click on it and be like, yeah, I want to sell my house right now. No, you have to like create, because the journey in real estate is pretty long, whether you're buying or selling. Obviously selling is a little bit faster, but to get somebody, you have to still go through the 3 main parts of any marketing funnel, which is people have to get to know you, like, and trust you. So if you're providing good ad copy, that is going to provide them value, something that's going to give them value, then they're more likely to listen and continue to like engage in your ad versus trying to sell them something directly, like a house or whatever you want to try to sell within your ad copy. And then you need to have attention-grabbing creative, aka images or videos. because obviously this is what's gonna stop them from scrolling immediately, because we're obviously attuned to seeing, like, pictures and videos, especially nowadays videos. So if you have a really good video, I'd recommend using that over images. But you can test both. Actually, it's very important to test both. And then you want to have a concrete call to action. So this is what's going to lead them to the next step, whether it's to sign up for your form, whether it's to learn more, whatever the case may be. You have to have a concrete call to action so they know exactly what to do next. And so we're going to talk about the Facebook ads secret sauce. Retargeting. Retargeting is the secret sauce within Facebook, because you can use custom audiences to market to your current database if you have one. If you don't, then you want to start to talk about or do what I talked about earlier, which is market to a cold audience. But once you have that cold audience, let's say that you were sending your cold audience to like your Instagram page or your Facebook page or your website, whatever the case may be, then you're starting to collect all that data within, by utilizing Facebook's on platform pages, essentially. So you're starting to aggregate data within those platforms, and then you can retarget those people who have visited you or engaged with you, have sent you a message, commented, or whatever the case may be. You can retarget those people with a different ad after they've already been warmed up to your content. So you can target people who've visited your site, as I mentioned, your Instagram page or your Facebook page, or if you currently have an email list already. Most agents probably don't have an email list already, but that would be a game changer if you added that into your business. So as I mentioned earlier, I truly believe that Facebook ads is a great place to start if you've never done advertising before, or if you have done it and you are looking to try it again. I really believe Facebook ads is a great place, especially for real estate leads, if you know how to do it properly. And if you don't know how to do it properly, or if you're looking for somebody to actually run the ads for you, I would love to see if we'd be a good fit together. I actually have a done-for-you meta ad service that I can provide to you guys if you are interested in potentially working together or outsourcing this to an agency. But if you're not sure whether or not you're ready to outsource or to get into Facebook ads, go ahead and take the quiz down below in the description. It'll give you a good idea of whether or not it would be good to kind of run Facebook ads, to use that as a way to scale and grow your real estate business. So check that quiz. Again, it's in the description. It's just 10 questions, not going to take more than 5 minutes. And it'll give you a good understanding of, if you should go ahead and start to use Facebook ads to scale your business as a real estate agent. So other than that, go ahead and like the video if it gave you some value, and check out this video next.